Welcome back to Read It Homestead. I have a lot of work to do. I am so excited for today's video. I have been dying to do this makeover. I'm going to be doing a full bedroom makeover for my brother Jacob. This is his current bedroom. We're actually doing a bedroom swap. So this room is currently, my three little brothers are in here, and my brother Jacob has a much bigger bedroom currently. And so they're gonna be swapping rooms. So this room is gonna be a perfect space for Jacob. And I have so many fun plans in here. Plans I have never done on my channel before. It's gonna be a very different design theme, something totally out of my element. I think he's gonna love it, and I think you guys are too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. I am at Home Depot getting all of my supplies, and let me tell you how many supplies I need for this project. It's quite a few, including the lumber. It's a little out of control, but we're gonna get through it. But while I'm here, I'm actually gonna pick up some curtain rods. Home Depot is my favorite spot to pick up curtain rods. Because they are so affordable and such good quality. So I have these in my house. I put them on numerous windows in my parents' house, and I just think they are wonderful. So I know curtain rods can be really pricey, but I think that these ones are like the perfect price point and such good quality. I'm at Lowe's trying to pick out lumber. I like to come to Lowe's. I'm not, like Lowe's or Home Depot. Like, I'm not like one is better than the other, but I will say for Lowe's, I like to come and get my lumber at Lowe's because usually no one's here. Especially at night. It's always so quiet. But anyway, my point, this again, Kylie, really? Okay. What I actually hopped on to show you guys really quick is something that I have never, ever seen before. The price of the 1x2x8 is the same whether it's common or select. So I cannot make this up. Here is the common pine. Okay, common pine 1x2x8, $7.58. I'm gonna come over here to the select pine, which is so much better for projects. And here we are, 1x2x8. $7.58. What? Like what? A quick education moment for those of you who might not know what I'm talking about. This is select pine. As you can see, it's nice and smooth. It's been sanded. It looks really pretty, especially aesthetically for projects if you want something that looks a little bit more high-end without dipping into some of the hardwoods. But if you look at the 1x2 common pine, you can see that it's got knots in it. It's got a rougher texture to it. So just depending on the look that you're going for aesthetically, the select pine can look a lot nicer and a lot more expensive compared to the common pine. You usually just get a nicer finish with the select pine. So that's the kind of little bit of, at least aesthetically difference that I'm talking about. Unfortunately, it is the end of the day, and so there aren't many 1x2s left, and I need a whole bunch of them, so I'll have to go to another Lowe's probably tomorrow. But for tonight, I'm gonna go home and get a coat of paint on the wall. We got this room all cleared out, and I thought I would just go over with you guys really quick some of my design plans. The bed is gonna be going here, and then a desk is gonna be going over here, which I'm really excited to show you guys this desk because I think it's really cool. I'm gonna be doing a slat wall behind the desk and also behind the bed as a headboard, and I'm gonna do some floating nightstands, I think, as well, and maybe some floating shelves. The wall treatment is gonna go up on the ceiling as well, which I think is gonna be really unique. So I am going to be painting the wall black first, and then I'll do the wood trim on top of that. I think it's gonna just make that trim pop and make it feel just very moody, and I think it's just gonna be a total vibe in here. We do have these doors behind us to his closet as well, and I'm gonna be doing a little makeover on those. I'll be painting those black and adding some new hardware just to freshen them up and tie them in with the room. I think it's gonna be so beautiful in here. So first thing I'm actually gonna do is remove the baseboards, and I have to do that because I am adding the wall treatment. And as I go through the project, I will explain my thought process on that, but I just wanna let you guys know I'm gonna get painting, but I am gonna be removing the baseboards first. So I didn't want you to be like, okay, what is she doing? What, what are we doing here, Kylie? It's all gonna come together, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. really should not need this much caulking. Oh, good grief. That is just a ridiculous amount of caulking. Holy cow. Good morning, it is the next day, and how beautiful is this paint color? This is Sherwin-Williams Iron Ore. I actually just took this to Home Depot and had them make it with their paint instead. If you didn't know you can do that, you can. Half the time Home Depot just has the same paint, they have those paint colors already loaded in their system and ready to make them. So that is what I did, and I just love it so much. So my plan for today is that I'm going to get another coat of paint on this wall. We're going to swap out the light fixture in here, and I have the desk to put together, and I got to get all the wood, and I have to make a plan for the wood and hopefully get all the wood up on the wall. When I say a lot of wood, I literally mean a lot. I hope Jacob likes wood. We're gonna see, because we're definitely going for a very modern vibe in here, which I think he told me he loves modern. He told me he wants his room to be black and white. So we're doing black and white with some wood accents. Just want to do it in a really modern way that feels like him. So anyway, okay, so that's what we're doing. Got a lot to do today. Let's get started. I thought I would take a quick minute and just explain to you guys my plans for the slat wall behind the desk. What I'm planning to do is each side of the slats, so just the very end pieces, are gonna be lit up. And these are gonna be so cool, and it was a little bit tricky trying to figure out how I was going to achieve this because I wanted to conceal the light strip. So let me show you guys my plan. I will start by saying that this is gonna make so much more sense once you kind of see it all come together, so just stick with me, okay? But what I'm gonna be doing is I've got my 1x2s, and I've got these light strips. I would have used my Vaunt ones that I have been loving so much, but I needed one that came with a remote, so I had to use a different brand. But so these, I think they're gonna be really cool. They're really small, just like any light strip, and I want them to sit on the back of this board so that way they're concealed. I could put them on the side, but then when they're not on, you're gonna see that, and I just think that kind of looks, I don't know, it's not the best. So what we've come up with here is I am going to use some little spacers. I just cut these, they're the same, this board. I cut little 3/4 inch spacers, and I'm gonna glue them to these, and then the light strip is going to sit on the back of the board. Now then if you picture this whole entire board is up against the wall. Does that make sense? So that way you can't see the light strip, but it's still spaced off the wall, so that way if they ever need to replace the light strip in the future, they can, get their finger back there and push a new one on there. So I think this design is really gonna work out, and I think it's gonna look super cool. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna go ahead and get this whole thing put together. Going up and down the stairs. I tell you what, I'm gonna be fit by the end of this project. Oh my goodness. What I wanted to share really quick is that I went ahead and put this board here. I'm calling this like a transition board, if you will, because I'm gonna be putting the trim on the wall. I wanted them to line up really nicely and flush here instead of kind of not having a smooth transition with the baseboards. I hope that makes sense. I'll try to put a picture on the screen of what I'm talking about. If you kind of have what I'm calling a transition board like this, it just kind of is going to make the whole thing look a lot more built in. This is kind of optional, I think, when you're doing trim like this on the wall, the slat trim. If you're doing something like board and batten, I highly recommend doing it like this because it will make your project look so much more high-end and a lot more custom instead of kind of just like DIY, if you will. There's nothing wrong with either way, and everybody's house is different, so you can do it however you want, especially depending on your skill level. I know that, you know, not taking off the baseboards is a lot easier, but I will say that this does give a much more finished look. So what I have here with this board is I'm going to be sitting the baseboard on top of it. So you can kind of see, hopefully you can see, a little bit more of that finished look that it's going to kind of take on with the baseboard. I love all kinds of extra trim in a project, so even just having this extra trim and then having the baseboard on top of it, I think just adding that extra little step can really elevate the way that a space looks. So although it is a little bit more work to take off all the baseboards, I do think that it is totally worth it in the long run. The reason I definitely chose to do the trim board in this room is because later on this year, we're hopefully gonna be doing a full house makeover, and we are gonna be doing bigger, taller baseboards, and we're gonna be doing new flooring. So I did wanna take into account that the trim I put on the wall, if I would have just left it down to the baseboards and then, you know, the current baseboards, later on when we do bigger baseboards, all the trim on the wall, that would have ran into we would have ran into a major problem. So I was definitely wanted to take into account our future plans for the room, but also be able to do this makeover so he can enjoy it in the meantime. And I think this is gonna be a really nice solution. So I already love the way that it's turning out in here, and all we have is just some paint and a little tiny new trim and a light fixture, and it's already making such a big difference. Next day, and I made so much progress yesterday, but we still have a lot of work to do today. What I'm going to be working on is the bed situation. What I was doing actually was mapping out on the wall where I thought everything was going to go and trying to decide the measurements and height. So let me just walk you guys through my quick thoughts. So this is the width of the bed. This is 2 nightstands. I was playing with placement and kind of where things should go. This is gonna be a pendant light. I'm gonna have 2 pendant lights that come down on each side, and I was trying to decide the height of the headboard because I am gonna be doing the headboard just like this, but in a short version. So it will be like a headboard, and then his bed will come out here. So we'll have 2 nightstands that will kind of center and kind of ground the whole thing, and we'll do some artwork up top. And then I am going to be building him. His bed is actually one of those that's going to tilt up and down. So I am just gonna build him a frame to go around it as well, and that will attach to the wall. So it kind of will look, I think, a little bit built in, which I think is gonna be really cool. And I think it's gonna be really modern and just kind of all tie together. But I am loving the way this is looking so far. Are we seeing the vision come to life here? Oh, I'm loving it so much. These are the little details that I just care about. So this is a 2x2. Oh, there goes my nailer. This is a 2x2 on the top here, and then these are 1x2s. I did a 3/4 inch overhang, so you just, it just adds like a little bit of beefiness to it, I think. And having that little overhang, I think, just makes it. So now that I'm done with basically the headboard portion, I'm gonna go ahead and get working on the actual bed frame that's gonna go around the mattress and everything like that. So I think it's gonna be really cute. I'm excited to show you guys my plans. Here is my little tiny footboard. So this is actually super easy to make. These are 2x2s, and then I have a 1x6 on the inside here, and I just pocket hold them in there, and then left a nice little reveal, which I think looks really nice. Now what I'm going to do, this bed, we got the frame up here. Sorry, I'm out of breath, guys. We got the frame up here, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit because the frame adjusts, but that's actually why I wanted to do a custom, situation anyway, because the frame adjusts. So I went ahead and left this taller so that way even if it is adjusted up, you still have the headboard. And then what I'm going to do, I think it's going to be simple and hopefully it works out, but I have these 1x6s that I'm going to just pocket hole there and then pocket hole to the wall itself. So it kind of will look like it's a little bit built in, at least that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm gonna get those attached now and we'll see how it turns out. Well, look who's here, coming to inspect my work.
Did you buy a bed?
You're so
Did
sweet.
you buy a bed frame?
He actually, no joke, walked in and was just like looking at it. And I'm like, so do you notice anything? He's like, oh!
You built a bed frame.
You built a bed frame.
Well, I guess
sort of.
There's the bed frame.
Okay, here's where we're at. Let me back up a little bit. Here's the bed. Not too shabby for my first bed frame ever.
Pretty good job.
Pretty good? Pretty
I'm
okay?
impressed that you got it just enough to fit.
Yeah, well, I did some
mean,
measurements.
I think that's as precise
See?
as you've ever been on a project.
Ta-da! So, what I did up here, I'll just show you guys really quick, is I went ahead, these pocket holes are through that. These are 2.5-inch pocket holes, or screws, I'm sorry. I'm really tired. 2.5-inch screws through this into the wall, so they go all the way through. And then I did go ahead and just reinforce these with some extra screws, so that way these boards are nice and tight on the wall, so you can see them there. But this is essentially floating back here, if you will.
Really sturdy.
It feels sturdy?
Oh yeah.
You approve?
I kicked it by accident and used it to stand up. So if it can withstand me, it should withstand a 80-pound teenage boy.
Well, you hope so.
How much does Jacob weigh? Like
not much.
50 pounds?
he's pretty tall and thin, that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is how it came together. And then these are just pocket holed into the footboard here as well. So I'm not gonna say this was easy.
It doesn't look easy.
It was worth it. It wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy. I would say intermediate.
It looks pretty.
Maybe. Just kidding. I would say actually this part, super easy. Attaching it to the wall, not so easy.
Well, you know, with the price of wood, this could be his future graduation gift, because this wood here.
That's like so true.
$1 million.
That's right. I know. Actually, to make this bed, and actually what I was inspired by this little situation, a bed that is similar, okay, was $1,500. This, I don't know, but it wasn't that. It was.
It was only $1,000.
No, I think it was maybe 300.
I think it was 270
I'm not even gonna say
something when we checked.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't that bad. So, anyway, I think it's cute. I think it looks good. We are at my house this morning so I can get these doors painted. We went ahead and got the doors taken off last night and got them over here. I have my little station set up so that way I can go ahead and get painting. So I want to show you guys really quick here what was happening. I'm hoping that this will show up on camera, but if you can see here, there is some lines with that my sprayer, here's one, here's another one that my sprayer, this is really the worst ones right in here. This is something my sprayer was actually doing, and I wasn't sure what was happening because it was just spraying more paint right in the center of where I was spraying, and I've never had that happen before. Can you guys take me seriously if I talk to you like this? Just wanted to hop on before I forget because I wasn't sure what was happening, and it turns out that the tip on my sprayer actually wore out. So I knew that they can wear out, but I didn't know like what would happen if they did. Like I didn't know what the signs were. And I just learned that that is one of the signs. So the tips apparently, you know, they only last for so long, and that can vary depending on how often you use your sprayer, how you store your sprayer, the climate that your sprayer is stored in. Like there's so many factors, but they just wear out over time, and you just gotta replace them. They're pretty cheap. Let me show you guys the ones I got. So this is the spray tip that I'm talking about. This actually comes out of here. And also there's a 4 and then there's a 12 that this spray gun supports. There might be other ones, but those are the ones I could find. The 4 means it's gonna spray a 4-inch spray pattern. The 12 means it's gonna spray a 12-inch spray pattern, okay? So I wore out my 12-inch one, but you can actually just get these in a pack of 2. It comes with the 4 and the 12 at Home Depot for maybe like 20 bucks. So I thought that was pretty affordable, but now I know what happens, what the signs are if that thing wears out. How awesome do these doors look? Oh, I just love it so much. Let me back up over here.
Should we do all the doors in the house like that now?
I know, I love it. This color is just, oh, it's everything. So we went ahead, what I had to do, these are not like there was no hole for the door. They're just like dummy doors.
Yeah.
What do I want to call them?
They're just full like, hardwood doors with no holes drilled in it for the hardware.
Yeah,
that's it.
They just had dummy knobs on them. So I did patch those. You can kind of see them just a little tiny bit, but that's okay. So I patched those and then sanded them down. So now we have no holes. And I did get some new hardware, which these are just like barn door hardware. I got these off Amazon. They're really affordable. And I think that they are just going to really dress things up a bit. Jacob, how cool is this desk?
I literally love it.
It is so cool. And I just want to say, it's like I did my job. Look at my measurements, okay? Look at that. Did I plan it? Sure. Did I mean it like that? Sure. I'm gonna tell you I did. Is there a little bit of luck involved? Sure.
Is this actually open? Oh, nice.
Look at how nice.
Room. You're gonna have a nice gaming setup.
I want to take a minute to thank today's sponsor, which is FlexiSpot. FlexiSpot sent us this absolutely gorgeous desk. This is an adjustable height desk, and I think that this is just perfect for this room. And when I told Jacob that he was going to get an adjustable, height desk, he was so excited. He was like, yes, I've always wanted one of those. And I think it looks so good in this space. I think it would look good in any space. It does come in a couple different colors as well. So depending on, the vibe of your room, you can pick what would work best. But this does have a glass top, which I think glass is the perfect surface for a desk. It's always gonna wipe clean. It's always gonna look really nice. This desk does have a drawer that slides out, which is really big. And I like that it kind of just looks like it's hidden there as well. But it's really wide and also has a good depth, so you can fit all of your desk needs to, all of them can go in there. This does have built-in USBs, which is fantastic. And then it does raise really, really high. So high that I think even if you're 7 feet tall, this would work for you. So I'm just gonna raise this all the way up for you guys. While this is raising, just so you know, this is the FlexiSpot Cromhair All-in-One Standing Desk EG8 is the model. I will put the name of it on the screen here as well. So you have that, but you can see it goes very, very high. And yeah, I just love it. You can adjust it to any height. And then if you do hold one of these buttons to a height that you like, it will actually memorize that height. So next time you want to raise it to that, you can just click the memory function and it will adjust itself for you. So you can use the link in the description to get $30 off your order at FlexiSpot. They are going to be offering what they call their brand day, which is going to run May 25th through the 27th. And some items are going to be up to $200 off, which is amazing. If you've been looking for a desk at home, this is the one for you. They only run that sale once a year. So if you don't get get it now, you'd have to wait until all the way until Black Friday to enjoy a deal like that. So definitely go get you a desk if you've been looking for one to incorporate into your home. Thank you, FlexiSpot, for sending us this desk. It was the absolute perfect complement to this whole modern bedroom makeover, and Jacob is so excited to use his new desk. We are to my favorite part of the project, which is getting everything put together, decorated. Oh my gosh, we have the cutest decor for this room that I'm so excited about. My mom and I went out earlier, did some shopping, and we just like hit the jackpot on the things that we found. We're so excited. So I just feel like everything is gonna start coming together. So let's go ahead and get started. Jacob's room is done. I cannot believe it. I cannot contain my excitement. I am so thrilled to show you guys, and I'm really excited to show Jacob. We kicked him out for the night, so he has not seen his final reveal of his bedroom. We've been kind of doing all the final touches and everything, and so he hasn't seen it. So we're gonna pull him in at the end and show him his new room. But before we do that, I wanted to take a quick minute and talk to you guys about all the details of this room, because there are so many special details that just made this whole room come together. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Jacob's new bedroom. I mean, how is this the same room? How? I mean, I'm just like, I love it so much. It feels like so him in here, so I can't wait to see his reaction. But I thought I would just take you guys around the room really quick, because there are just so many little things that just pulled this whole thing together. Starting with these doors, I'll just work my way around these doors, painting them black. You guys, it's just amazing. Like, I don't know how many things I have painted, but I still just get shocked by what a coat of paint and some new hardware can do. It is the most affordable DIY that you can possibly do to totally change the space. This was a game changer, and I love the way that those turned out. We went to Bed Bath & Beyond for a couple different things, and we scored this whole little nook situation, and I was really torn on like, oh, am I gonna do a beanbag or some type of sitting area for him, because I know the other kids are gonna come in here and wanna hang out with him, and so I wanted them to have seating as well. And when we found this, we were like, yes, that is so perfect and just matches the space. We also found these curtains from there, and these just have such a very light detail. And I feel like this is one of those things that when you see and you realize that their vertical striping matches the rest of the room, we were like, could not be more perfect for this space. So we did go ahead and put these in here, and I think that they're just a nice complement to the room. You guys saw me talk about the FlexiSpot desk, which he loves so much and is so excited about. So I feel like this is just the perfect addition to the room. It kind of elevated the whole space. And one of the key themes that we had for this room was that we wanted everything to light up, and we wanted everything to be movable. So with the desk being movable, he can adjust it up and down. The bed, he can also adjust up and down, which is wonderful. And then the TV over here as well. This can move on the wall, so he can pull this out when he's laying in bed, or if he's doing games on it or whatever. He can totally customize the space to whatever he's doing. One of the things that we learned after doing all the Christmas bedroom makeovers, if you guys have not seen those videos, go check them out. They're so much fun, even though we're not in the Christmas spirit at this time. One of the things we learned going through all those makeovers is that bedding comes first. So this was actually the first piece that I picked out for this room. This is from Pottery Barn Teen. If you didn't know they have a teen website, they do. I learned that, and they have some fantastic stuff on there. But that was absolutely first. Once I had the bedding picked out, I could design everything else around it. So I knew the curtains were, I already, could kind of coordinate those. Any other, pictures in the room, everything I knew was gonna go with the bedspread. So I'd say if you are trying to figure out where to start with your room makeover, start with the bedding. It is the perfect place to start. You guys saw me do the nightstands as well, which I think just turned out really beautiful and so simple. And I also did the shelving to match the nightstands, so that way everything kind of coordinates together. Of course, we got the light strips back here, and I think this was just such a fun detail, especially to hide the light strips. I feel like that really elevated the whole entire look here, and I love it. Love, love, love the way that turned out. One of our favorite things, we actually picked up this print from TJ Maxx, and it is a glass print. And when we got this up in here, we're like, holy cow, we love it so much. It matches the glass top with the desk. So it kind of just married the two together and kind of just made it feel like it was so purposeful in the space. And also with these, I got these off of Amazon. They were really affordable. I'll link them for you guys. And we didn't have electrical here, but I still wanted these here because I felt like it just was gonna anchor the whole room and just really be a special moment for, you know, around the bed. So I did do the puck light trick here. You guys have seen me do this before. I just went ahead and hot glued a little PVC piece on here, and that way he can just screw these in. He can take them off when he needs to recharge them, so that makes it really easy, but he still has lighting here. And these do have a remote as well, so he doesn't have to, like, you know, walk over and turn them on. But the other special thing, Jacob loves photography, so that was one thing that I really wanted to incorporate in this room for him. So these are actually some prints. These are photos that he took, which are just so beautiful. He's so talented, and I thought that would just be so fun to have his actual artwork in his room. So he's just amazing. So anyway, these are really special, and I'm glad we got to incorporate them in here. So I think he's gonna absolutely love his new bedroom. So I'm gonna go ahead and get him, and I cannot wait to see his reaction. Are you ready to see your new room?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't know if you can handle it.
I've been waiting like all day.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Wait,
Yeah.
don't look! Don't look! Okay, now look.
I actually really like it.
Oh, you do!
This is probably one of my favorite room makeovers that Kylie's ever done.
Oh my gosh, what a compliment!
Yay!
I love it!
Look at your artwork over here,
Doesn't
or your
it look
pictures.
So good. You're so talented.
Thank you.
It's
I like
amazing.
this.
Right? Oh, I love it!
Love
you,
it
Kylie.
so much. You're so welcome. What's your favorite part?
Either the pictures or the desk.
You love the desk?
Yeah.
He loves the desk.
The desk
I
is
love
really
the
cool.
desk. It
I
is
like the
really
desk.
cool. I feel like it just goes so perfect with your whole little setup over there.
It completes the look.
It really does. Look at him, designer. Well, thank you for letting me do your room.
Thank you for doing it.
This was so much fun. And as always, we always have more in store here. So stay tuned, stick around, and we'll catch you really soon.
Bye.
Bye.